enough time. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you so much for making time to be here. It means a lot. I'm gonna record this and then I'm gonna post it on the YouTube so that those who missed or for whatever reason were not able to make it will have the time to join. I'm going to share my screen shortly. But Benavox, and Peter. Benavox is my brand. So I do a lot of community management and I'm working with Africoders to basically structure us in a way whereby we can bring value not just to ourselves, but to the tech space in Nigeria and Africa at large, so that the name Africoders actually stands for something. So I've created a PowerPoint basically to detail how this is going to happen. Give me a second. Let me reshare my screen properly. All right, can everyone see my screen? Just give a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Cool. So, as we're all here, we filled out the Africoders. It means that we filled out the Africoders volunteer form, which means that we each have a passion for community development in some way. We want to make an impact. And so I'm here to help us structure the way that we do that to maximize our efforts. So why are volunteers crucial? Because they're the backbone of whatever it is that we do in terms of operation and growth. Majority of these big communities that we see today, they're handled by volunteers. Ethereum, for example, the Ethereum community is handled by volunteers. It was started by volunteers. At this point now, the volunteers are being paid because they were able to create something that brings value to the entire world. And so they've transitioned from just volunteers to maintainers. Volunteers are also crucial because they bring value. Like as a member, we each have value that we bring to the community, which enables activities and programs in the particular sector that we are engaging in. Sustainability. There is no community without active volunteer efforts. You cannot pay everybody to do what needs to be done, but there are always going to be people who feel, without anybody gingering them, that things need to be done. And if they find like minds, then they'll just do it by themselves. It is something that is already in them. So what are the general community operation roles? Because if you want to be a volunteer, that's fantastic. But you cannot be a jack of all trades in the community. We have to structure it in such a way that we can gauge, measure, and scale our impact. So, what are the foundational rules that every community needs to have? There needs to be community engagement. There needs to be a role that handles community engagement. So events like these, platforms like the one that we use to organize this meet, and then feedback so that we know how the meeting went. Are there any points that were missed? Is there something that somebody uh, needs to add, basically? There needs to be a content and knowledge role or team. So all the community resource, all the community knowledge bases need to be organized in a way that anytime new members join or anytime any milestones are reached or any new things are made, all of it can be found in one place. Think of the facts, frequently asked questions in any community. All those are being handled by content and knowledge management teams. There needs to be a mentorship program. So the mentorship program, basically, it's different for every community, but for us as Africa coders, we're a tech-centric community, we're a tech focused community. So our mentorship programs need to be need to reflect that basically. We need to design programs, match them to mentors to basically mentor the community based on the requirements. We kind of already did this because we have different groups. We have the blockchain group, we have the designer group, we have the backend development group, front end development, project management. That is fantastic. That's already how we're structuring it for our use case, but we need to be more intentional about it, because these things, if you start them and there's no intentionality behind them, then they don't get done. And if you don't have a strong core foundation of volunteers who are pushing it, they don't get done. And there's no point in starting something that you don't finish. Last but not least, there's a partnership and outreach group. So, yeah, we're a tech community, but our strength not just lies inside, but it lies very heavily on the relationships and partnerships that we're able to foster with external bodies, communities, businesses, and individuals. Because imagine, like, we have a bunch of, if we get all of these in place, it basically is the foundation for an active tech community which is able to outsource its resources and skills in such a way that it solves problems for other communities, for not just in the digital space, but physically. It solves problems for businesses, it solves problems for individuals, and that is the first step towards having a value chain which feeds back on everybody. Common English is basically that's how we get the community monetized. That's how we make it so that everybody in the community that has a skill, that has solutions that they want to offer, just by being in the community, they can get paid for the solutions that they offer. You know, it's a freelancing world now. You don't need to be part of any company or any business that needs to be registered under CAC and all those things. If you can, like, to earn money, you can also do that by being part of a recognized body, like a community, you know. So the platform through which we can basically do that, because these are the foundational community operational roles that we need to get in place in order to transform our basically sort of disorganized and unstructured way that we handle community operations into a more structured method whereby we basically transform ourselves into um, a collective, you get, where we're able to train developers, we're able to then build solutions that then can now generate revenue. This business model here is what is going to basically set the future. Like it's what's going to determine successful communities in the future. It is the wave that is coming. Because nowadays, if you notice in the tech space, there are really no entry level jobs anymore. Everybody is either mid or senior, because the entry level jobs have basically been destroyed by AI tools. Let me not use the word destroyed. They've basically been taken over by AI tools. Anybody now that knows how to do some decent prompt engineering is an entry level software engineer. That is not even a question. The flip side of that is that if we're able to properly monetize, like if we're able to properly make use of that tool, because it's a tool, in order to train developers, in order to train and mentor upcoming people who are interested in the space to then build solutions and monetize those solutions, we can create a community that basically is like Ethereum, wherein everybody in the community, just by being part of the community, you are earning from it. Do you get? So the there are some key leadership and core operational teams that need to exist. There are three operational teams, and we don't have all these people yet. But small it's from the little drops that the glass gets full. So those of us that are currently here, we need to be able to note what our strong sets are, what we are able to do um, effortlessly. You know, what are your skills? What is it that you can bring to the community which is not going to stress you? Because that's the core thing. If you the definition of stress is not is not gotten through hard work. You can work as hard as you need to, you can work as hard as you want to without being stressed. Stress is when you have things that need to be done and you are not able to take actionable steps to doing that thing for one reason or the other. There are dishes that are in the sink, and in order to wash the dishes, you need to go and buy soap. But your slipper is missing, and to go and find your slipper, the house is dirty. So it's not that the dishes are the ones causing you stress, because you can easily wash the dishes. Washing the dishes is just a task. But the process by which you now are able to gather all those things and do all those things in order to wash the dishes is what is causing you stress. There are so many actionable tasks needed to get that one single task done that it is now turned to stress. You get? So you need to find what you can contribute to the community which is not going to cause you stress. It needs to be something that you already do normally by yourself. I, for example, here, I already work as a community technical product and business lead. Okay. That's how I am able to, on Saturday at 8:30, organize a webinar for us to basically see this thing. Because this is not stress for me. I enjoy teaching and I enjoy leading products and business. All those things, they're not things that stress me. Okay. I can do those at 4 a.m. in the morning. So in order for this to work, you all need to find that thing that you can do effortlessly and contribute it to the community with the goal that we are basically aiming to train, because this is not the this is these are the few people who are now here, but we're obviously going to grow. Okay. But in order for us to grow, those who are already here need to find where they belong and start pushing on it. We need to be committed to it. So that's basically it. These other slides are we're not even gonna overly look at these slides, because these slides come with building the platform, which is basically going to allow us to do this. But right now, this meeting is just for us to understand what needs to be done, organize ourselves into the various teams that need to get this thing done, and then do it. So if you click on if you go back to the meeting and you click on the information, like meeting details, you're going to find an Africoders organizational structure document, which I've linked to this meeting. I'm going to also share it here so that we can look at it together. And if you look at it here, it's going to basically list the various teams which I talked about in the presentation. So there's going to be a community engagement and coordination team. So that team is basically the people who are going to organize and promote community events like these ones: workshops, coding sessions. We're already on a WhatsApp group. We're all going to need to join the volunteer group. I'm going to have a hand in all of these, and then eventually, as more people come in, I'm going to seed and delegate as need be so that I don't kill myself. So I'm going to be able to dedicate 5 hours weekly, meaning that's 1 hour every week. You all please let me put it in such a way that you can. Wonderful. So you all please come and add your comments to the. I've put it as commentary so that somebody doesn't mistakenly delete something and then stress. But just put the in the format that I've put there. So pick up the role that you feel that you'll be able to do. Do you want community engagement coordination team? Do you want to enter the content and knowledge management team? Do you want to enter the mentorship program team, the partnerships and outreach coordination team, or the project coordination team, internal and client base, administrative support team, social media and communications team? So just pick the team that you feel you're best comfortable handling. We're obviously going to meet again It doesn't have to be a physical meeting. We'll only have these for now on Saturdays. So this is going to be a recurring meeting. What I'm in fact going to do is I'm going to this particular link and these amounts of people, I'm going to switch it so that this meeting happens every Saturday at 8:30 so that we can get into the habit. So just look through it. Let me know if you have any questions, and I think we're good so far. Please, does anyone have any questions? Thank you so much for the time and your attention. As I stated, this is not a long meeting. This is a 30-minute meeting so that everyone else can go back to their days. I understand that it's 8:30 on a Saturday. So yeah, please shoot away if you have any questions.
Hello. Oh,
Hi
hello.
Ridwan.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, can
I'm
hear you.
Rizwan. Thank you very much. So I'm sorry
Mm.
I got a bit late, but at least I'm able to catch that. There's like there are seven teams here, right? And I
Mm.
can see administrative. Yes, these are basic team structure. But what's beneath it? How does it coincide with the dev organizational structure? How does this come together
The
with the rules assigned of the as is the I'm looking at the leadership point. This is leadership, no, not the leadership. This is cooperational teams, right? I can
mm-hmm.
see cooperational teams, and I can also see leadership and strategy. What is this like? I missed this after the um.
I'm going to this whole meeting was recorded. So
Okay,
I'm going to put it on YouTube and then link it so that you can check it out and then that should answer any questions that you might have.
okay. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, that's
All right, man. Anyone else have any questions? Hi Harold. Yeah, you can type your question.
Yeah, good evening. My question is, you said you have to give 5 hours every week. That's 1 hour a day. What this 1 hour a day is it going to be per individual or like 1 hour
No,
dedicated to everybody and then
that is my own commitment. Each
okay.
of you needs to find the one that is comfortable for you. So as I said before, it should not be stress. This is a volunteer work. So at least in the beginning, now it is a volunteer work. The goal is that as we progress and as we add value, we should now make it in such a way that the value now gets transferred into others. Once we're able to add value into others from the value we've put in, we can then now monetize it and people would gladly pay because you're adding value to them and you're solving problems for them. So for me, it's 5 hours a week as I'm currently pushing the structuring of the community, at least in this regard. I need to put in that time, if not more. But for those of you who are not able to, find the one that's comfortable for you, and then I'll find how we can integrate that to make everything work better. So just go through the initial document, pick a team that works for you, pick a time that works for you. Let everyone please fill out the form. Fill out the form as best as you can, and I will look back at this form this time tomorrow and get your feedback. If you don't fill it out, I will enter your DM and I'll disturb you. Please don't allow me enter your DM and disturb you. Thank you very much. Please. Anyhow, thank you so much for your time. It is 9 o'clock. You all have been fantastic. If you have any questions, you know how to reach my DM. Have a great rest of the night. Enjoy your evenings. Enjoy your evenings. God bless you all. Thank you. I'll post the recording of the meeting in the announcement on Africoders. So then you guys enjoy yourself. Thanks again. Have a good night, everyone. All right, bye.